come up to the lab and see what's on the slab.
I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
Welcome back to yet another edition of Scotty J's Trailer Trash. I'm your distinguished host, Scotty J, and this week we're going to be basically, we're going to be doing another little flashback back to the golden age of horror films. Not necessarily all horror. Yes, they are all horror this week according to my little list here. But they're going to be classic and not so classic. Not necessarily all universal. Not necessarily all great. They are great in their own way in their campiness, but that's just from personal taste. We're going to start right off with Karloff's last film as Frankenstein. It's the third in a series. Few people know about this aside from the serious horror film buffs, such as yours truly. This one is called Son of Frankenstein. Followed right on the heels of Bride of Frankenstein, actually a couple of years after that one. But Karloff's last film, and some critics say it was actually almost the best of the Frankenstein trilogy. But we're going to take a look at that, and then we're going to take a look at another Lugosi film, Black Friday. Not so much a standard monster film, but this was more of a psychological study, shall we say. Followed by the original trailer for The Wolfman. One called Atomic Monster, which was actually previously released as Man-Made Monster, I believe. But and then we're gonna follow that up with a film called Ghost of Frankenstein. I'll leave my opinions to themselves on that one, but enjoy these, and we'll be right back.
As a man, I could destroy him. But as a scientist, I should do everything in my power to bring him back to conscious life.
Benson, turn on the generator. Produced on a vast scale, Son of Frankenstein presents the most fearsome cast in the history of the screen. The Ratbone. In his heart, warm human emotions. In his mind, the monster mania. Karloff, rising from the past to spread new terror. Lugosi, sinister, mysterious, evil. Lionel at will, grim hatred in his blood.
By heaven, I think you're a worse fiend than your father. Where is this monster? Where is he? I'll stay by your side until you confess. And if you don't, I'll feed you to the villagers.
Newspapers and magazines everywhere carried an amazing story. Reporters saw Dr. Manley Hall hypnotize actor Lugosi to give reality to a scene in Black Friday. Horror-struck, they witnessed the hypnotized actor's mortal agony as Lugosi actually experienced the terror of suffocating to death in a closet.
Let me out, please! I'm suffocating!
The sinister hand of science dares a new and dangerous experiment. Into the body of a gentle scholar is grafted the brain of a criminal, and a new and deadly monster is born to ravage an unsuspecting world.
Been shot.
Yeah, fix it up, will you?
How'd you get it?
The coppers shot me. It's only a scratch.
How'd you get it?
Well, don't ride me. It's your fault anyway.
Fine.
Yeah.
We'll take big bucks.
Go ahead and shoot. You want to dive 200 feet for it?
Keep him covered.
Get out of here.
What do you
Yes,
mean?
you do. Stop it.
That's the way Jenny Williams was killed?
Yes. Find something?
Animal tracks.
Whoever is bitten by a werewolf and lives becomes a werewolf himself.
Oh, don't hand me that. You're just wasting your time.
The wolf bit you, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. You wouldn't want to run away with a murderer, would you?
Oh, Larry, you're not. You know you're not.
I killed Baylor. I killed Richardson. If I stay here any longer, you can't tell who'll be next. Now you'll do exactly as I say. Step down from there. I'd always found that the female of the species was more responsive to electrical impulse than was the male. It's fortunate that we met here. Shall I show you how it was done? Stop!
There's a curse on our village. The curse of Frankenstein.
was Frankenstein, that your mother was the lightning.
The most dreaded creation of man, the monster of Frankenstein, stalks again. Here is drama completely strange, full of weird suspense. With this great cast, Sir Cedric Hardwicke, Lionel Atwill, Ralph Bellamy, Bela Lugosi, Evelyn Ankers, Lon Chaney, in the gripping tale of a monster the tomb cannot engulf, chains cannot hold.
You're going to give him life?
Yes. Not for the purposes that you're thinking of. I'm giving him another brain.
Is that your shower, husband? Yes, yes.
A lot of the success of a lot of these films was strictly through their hype. Take a look at the beginning part of Black Friday and all the hype they did with Lugosi being hypnotized, et cetera, et cetera. But, you know, a lot of people were gullible enough to believe the hype, as they are now with half of these movies and stuff. But we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at a couple of these monsters' houses, a couple of the dwellings of these famous monsters, for lack of a better term. We'll be right back.
We want SSP! We want SSP!
You got 'em. Here's Kenner's SSP Pee-wees. They're great little SSPs. The driver's in his cockpit, in goes the easy pull T-stick, a quick tug and they're off, scooting along indoors or out. They're so easy to rev up and race. SSP Pee-wees with easy pull T-sticks and driver. Each racer sold separately.
I've got a new SSP. Survive!
Okay, let them go. Some of the great SSP racers for 72. Scorpion, Hustlin' Hoss, and there goes Juices Wild, and Ramjet. Dig the SSPs for 1972, all with the new howl of power of sonic sound. SSP Scorpion, Hustlin' Horse, Juices Wild, and Ramjet by Kenner, each sold separately.
Welcome back. We're going to take a look at a few of the Universal films, the latter part of the 1940s. After the main monsters each had their own film, Universal had this brilliant idea, of combining these monsters in one single film. We're gonna see in this block with I want to say Lon Chaney is the Frankenstein monster. It's either Lon Chaney or Glenn Strange. I want to say Lon Chaney. No, back that up. It was Glenn Strange as Frankenstein's monster. We're going to see Frankenstein versus the Wolfman, one of the various Universal couplings. And like I had said before the break, we're going to take a look at a couple dwellings of these monsters. Universal did a couple House of films. As brilliant as they look visually, the content of the films, they were very weak in their construction, in the way they appeared. We're going to take a look at the House of Frankenstein and the House of Dracula. And you're going to see some uncanny similarities, between the two. Very laughable similarities between the two. But the last one, this block, Curse of the Cat People, sequel to a film that was actually remade in the early 1980s with Natasha Kinski. But enjoy these, and we'll be right back.
What sort of man would kill like a leopard and leave the traces of a leopard?
Crazy guy.
But he'd have to know about leopards. Have access to leopard claws and hair.
We're not going to catch a train, darling. We're going to stay right here and catch a murderer.
But he doesn't understand. There's a curse upon me. I change into a wolf.
Listen to me, Frank. I saw my father become obsessed by his power. He died a horrible death.
There's no need for us all to storm after her. She'll come in if I ask her.
Why should we treat her so fancy? She's a Frankenstein.
I'm going to repay you for betraying me. I'm going to give that brain of yours a new home in the skull of the Frankenstein monster.
The jugular vein is severed, not cut, but torn apart as though by powerful teeth.
A werewolf. Last night I killed a man.
You didn't know what you were doing.
But I did. I wanted to kill.
I think they're after Killer.
See, before you, a man who lived for centuries, kept alive by the blood of innocent people. When the full moon rises, I turn into a werewolf, with only one desire, to kill.
I tried to perform the miracle of science and failed. My blood is contaminated with the blood of Dracula.
why I came to you, Amy. Because you called to me. And I came. So that your childhood could be bright and full of friendliness. But you must promise never to tell anyone about me.
Not even Daddy or Mommy?
No. This must be a friendship that only we should have.
Why, Daddy, you know my friend, too.
You couldn't know this woman. She died before you were born.
Oliver, please, let's not go on with this. The child's trembling. If that child comes here again, I'll kill her. Yes, I'll kill her.
Mrs. Farrell! Mrs. Farrell!
Little girl! I have to hide you. I have to hide you, little girl.
My little girl is in her room, waiting to kill you. We mustn't let her find you.
Okay, yeah, so some people have bats and belfry, but to have Frankenstein, to have Dracula, to have the mad scientist, to have the hunchback, etc., all in the same house, yeah, it's a stretch, okay, yeah, I'll admit that. But they did what they could at the time, because at the time these were made, the standard horror film that people had come to know was very waning in its popularity. The standard Hollywood monsters just weren't really as popular as they once were. So this was kind of a last gasp for Universal in their standard horror film category. But right now we're gonna take a quick break. But when we come back, we're gonna finish this week's show with a couple of how should we say, college campus horror film studies. We'll be right back.
This is Kenner's Screen a Show, the amazing take-it-any-place projector. Show 'em here, show 'em there, take it almost anywhere. 7 great color shows like Sabrina and Archie. Slip in a cassette and the show is on. Hey, here's the Hair Bear Bunch. There are over 100 scenes, bright even in daylight. See exciting shows from both sides with Kenner's Screen a Show projector with 5 cassettes.
Here's Screech, the exciting new game that you play in the dark. Screech says, look for a spider. Have you got the spider? The cagey old owl lights up the glowing answer. Snakes and bats and skulls and spiders are in the magical eyes of Screech. It's fun to play in the dark.
Screech from Parker Brothers.
And welcome back. Once again, I want to thank Hollywood's Attic and my good friend Woody, the owner-proprietor of the establishment out of Hollywood, California, for the use of all these trailers again this week. We're going to end this week's show with a couple of college horror films. We're going to start off with a film called Monster on the Campus. You know, a professor discovers a formula, tries the formula on himself before he tries it on other subjects, etc., etc. You know the routine. But Monster on the Campus, followed by a very B-C, D, Z grade drive-in trailer for a film called, I'm reading this right, Werewolf in the Girls' Dorm. Yeah, it's, with apologies to the late Michael Landon and the teenage werewolf film, Werewolf in the Girls' Dorm. There's some kind of Freudian symbolism and stuff there, I think, but anyway, we're going to take a look at those, and until next week, this is Scotty J on behalf of Scotty J's Trailer Trash. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time around.
I say that if you were injected with this, you'd revert to a primitive anthropoid, physically as well as mentally.
Only one scientist dared investigate the incredible phenomena. How a pet dog reverted to an antediluvian wolf.
Look at those teeth. That dog is a throwback.
How a simple dragonfly had become a winged monster of a species extinct for millions of years. Now, before your very eyes, see a man revert to a half-human anthropoid from the dawn of creation. A monster leaving behind a trail of death and destruction.
Oh, it's impossible. Nobody's got a footprint like that. I'll rest when I find the killer.
That's not your responsibility. That belongs to the police.
Madam, I know what I'm doing.
Even he did not suspect the incredible truth. Neither did the police, nor the girl coming to keep a lover's rendezvous.
Fiendish horrors. Unbelievable until you see it with your own horror-stricken eyes.
Since I've been here, I've been trying to capture a wolf to extract his glands.
But tell me, Professor, have you ever experimented on yourself?
The new doctor, suspect, beauties, the prey of fiendish desires. A village up in arms.
Look there! Where? At the top of the stairs! Water! Stop, or I'll shoot!
A Nerorama shocker.
This guy means business.